what is the most important part of your legacy that you want to be remembered?
It's really just the impact to inspire people, and always showing them that the duality of life is not such a bad thing. We go through so many volatile situations where we don't really know how to connect or, communicate how we feel. So through my music, I want to make sure that's the legacy, showing people how to communicate, and it's okay, if you're not perfect. It's about accepting the beauty of imperfection.
Currently, the hip-hop industry is at a period that has been greatly impacted by Kendrick Lamar. A lot of the industry has quieted down since the release of GNX, one of the most anticipated and highly regarded rap projects of the decade. Many musicians are reluctant, if not afraid, to be perceived as rivals to the current king and the so-called boogeyman of hip-hop. With milestones like his monthly listener count hitting previously unheard of heights, Kendrick's success streak only becomes stronger as the Grammys and Super Bowl approach closer than ever. The business as a whole understands to make room for Kendrick Lamar if it wasn't obvious before. In particular, he is surrounded by a degree of intimidation in hip-hop that has never been this strong. This anxiety is caused by both the potential for Kendrick to produce new music, which would surely eclipse previous releases, and the enormous effect of GNX. Rappers have discovered via this mixtape alone that Kendrick has developed into a power that transcends conventional rivalries. His dominance in the genre has been redefined, and as fans wait for his next big move, his power only increases. Beyond the financial success of GNX, Kendrick has established a cultural standard that reflects a fundamental change in the mechanics of hip-hop. His future releases will surely be influenced by this. As the hip-hop environment changes, Kendrick's impact keeps reverberating across the industry, elevating the standard for quality and artistry. As a result of this change, the definition of success in the genre has been reevaluated, shifting from flimsy measures to durability and influence. Before learning more about this subject, don't forget to like and subscribe. Going back to Kendrick's next planned move, the change he has been working so hard to make over the last year has finally come to pass, even in this comparatively quiet time after the release of his most recent song. Every rapper is aware of this. Some are happy about the new environment, while others are more nervous than ever because they fear that their careers may be in jeopardy. This industry-wide understanding is mostly the result of one person's significant error. In an attempt to eclipse the legacy of GNX and the unique cultural moment it generated, one rapper in particular lost no time in trying to lessen Kendrick Lamar's influence at the beginning of his new year. Lil Baby is the rapper in question. Lil Baby publicly vented his annoyance before the release of his last album, Wham!, accusing Kendrick of trying to set him and Atlanta against Drake. He also expressed contempt for hip-hop in general and Kendrick's style of rapping in particular. When hip-hop was centered on Kendrick's victories and Drake's failures, this public criticism made it apparent what team Lil Baby supported. When Lil Baby released Wham!, it was clear from the song's lyrics and his advertising decisions that he has a great deal of resentment for Kendrick. Even though Kendrick is getting ready to perform at the Super Bowl and perhaps release new songs, Lil Baby showed his intention to take back the limelight and challenge his domination from the rollout to the album's themes. The competitive dynamics that feed creative rivalry and the underlying tensions within the rap community are highlighted by Lil Baby's audacious action. Lil Baby's attempts to return rap to a time of repetitive patterns and complacency reveal a lack of awareness of the new path hip-hop has gone. His strategy of concentrating on the statistics and putting out little effort is typical of a class of rappers who are unable to appreciate the creativity and commitment that Kendrick brings to the genre. This was made clear by the alleged face-off between Wham! And GNX, which was more of a struggle for territory and trends than a lyrical contest. Kendrick's GNX, with its short list of tracks, inventiveness that defies trends, and thoughtful selections of rhythms, collaborators, and topics, sets the new benchmark for what listeners want from rap music. Tyler, the creator's Chromacopia, another outstanding album, further cemented this change. Like Kendrick's music, it was driven by creative vision rather than popular trends. Kendrick and Tyler have both established a model for invention that pushes other musicians to improve and push the limits of their imagination. Our GNX and Chromacopia were two albums that challenged the rap business to raise its standards as they ended 2024. They conveyed the idea that artists need to put more work and creativity into their products if they want to see long-term success. For instance, Kendrick's ability to weave a seamless story in GNX demonstrates both his skill as a lyricist and his dedication to creating music that has a profound emotional impact on listeners. Similar to this, Tyler's Chromacopia dismantled boundaries with its avant-garde sounds and unafraid examination of intimate subjects, demonstrating the value of genuineness in engaging listeners. A wider conversation over the genre's future has been sparked by the success of these projects, which have demonstrated that audiences need depth and substance in their music. Going back to Lil Baby's stance, his remarks in public, and the substance of Wham demonstrate his contempt for Kendrick's influence on the genre. Despite Lil Baby's attempts to disparage Kendrick, the comparison between the two simply serves to emphasize his flaws in terms of originality and cultural impact. Lil Baby has become less relevant as a result of his monotonous sound, unimaginative production, and dependence on well-known features. Wham has received a lackluster review despite the fact that it was designed to appeal to a demographic that enjoys the dependable sounds of popular trap music. Notably, 21 Savage's subtle jabs at Kendrick on one of the album's tracks highlight the division within the genre even more. Lil Baby went so far as to post a promotional video that showed a car that looked like GNX being wrecked, signifying his intention to subvert Kendrick's supremacy. These strategies, however, have not been able to eclipse the importance of Kendrick's music as GNX continues to rule discussions and reshape hip-hop norms. Wham! Which many have characterized as forgettable and subpar, has had difficulty leaving a lasting impact. The album's popularity is flimsy, appealing to people who oppose the artistic revolution led by Kendrick and others, even if other admirers have called it a step forward from Lil Baby's last failure. The album's lack of originality has been criticized by critics who gave it a score of just 6 out of 10, including Kai Cenat. The audience's increasing intolerance for unoriginal content, particularly in the post-GNX environment, is reflected in this lackluster reaction. The album's early chart performance, which was supported by strategies such as digital deluxe versions, was insufficient to conceal its flaws. Given that GNX is already outperforming Lil Baby in terms of streaming on websites like Spotify, it is clear that Lil Baby's attempt to regain the limelight has failed. This highlights a larger trend in the industry, as viewers are drawn more and more to works that put artistic depth ahead of business gimmicks. On the other hand, Kendrick's GNX is still doing well and is becoming the genre's new standard. The album's buzz is only anticipated to increase as major events like the Grammys and Super Bowl get near. The difference between Wham and GNX highlights the larger split in hip-hop between musicians who value originality and others who adhere to antiquated styles. From being heralded as one of rap's next big three to fighting for relevance, Lil Baby's slide serves as a warning to musicians who are averse to change. However, for Kendrick, this is a chance to further cement his legacy and impact on the genre. In the end, Lil Baby's era emphasizes Kendrick Lamar's continued supremacy. As GNX keeps surpassing Wham and changing the genre, Kendrick's impact is still unmatched. Tell me what you think of Lil Baby's effort to take on Kendrick and the implications for the future of hip-hop. Remember to like and subscribe and watch the recommended video if you're interested in learning more about Drake's recent exposure. Kendrick's career path in the music business is proof of the strength of creativity and perseverance. He has pushed limits and questioned the existing quo with every endeavor, encouraging a new generation of artists to pursue greatness. In the meanwhile, the difficulties faced by musicians such as Lil Baby underscore the value of flexibility and the perils of inertia. Kendrick's reputation as a genre pioneer has been solidified by his readiness to embrace change and try out new sounds. Hip-hop's future will surely be defined by individuals who are prepared to accept change and pursue their art with fervor and sincerity. Kendrick has a clear plan for the future. Keep innovating and inspiring others to leave a legacy that defines an age and goes beyond trends. Hip-hop's future will be greatly influenced by this dynamic. the conflict between creativity and complacency. Artists like Tyler, the Creator, and Kendrick Lamar have demonstrated that taking chances and pushing the bounds of creativity are essential to success. There will be pressure on other musicians to step up and produce music that speaks on a deeper level, as fans want more from their favorite performers. One thing is certain, Kendrick Lamar's impact will continue to shape the debate and set the benchmark for what hip-hop can achieve, regardless of whether this results in a resurgence in the genre or more division. Kendrick's ability to relate to a larger cultural and political story is another important component of his popularity. His songs frequently address issues of personal identity, societal injustice, and resiliency, striking a chord with listeners who are not merely fans of traditional rap. For a whole generation, albums like To Pimp a Butterfly and Damn have solidified his position as a storyteller as much as an artist. In GNX, Kendrick combines introspection with more general criticism on the status of the world, demonstrating the same cultural weight. Kendrick has distinguished himself and contributed to his enduring impact on the genre with his ability to blend the political and the personal. Aspiring artists may learn a lot from Kendrick's experience about keeping loyal to one's vision while being flexible in the face of change. Although ephemeral trends sometimes rule the music business, Kendrick has demonstrated that a commitment to genuineness and creative integrity can leave a lasting impact. His partnerships also demonstrate a profound awareness of the value of collaborating with artists who are dedicated to pushing limits. Kendrick makes sure his music stays current and relevant without sacrificing his basic principles by collaborating with producers like Soundwave and include up-and-coming artists on his projects. Hip-hop's future will probably be shaped by those who can successfully combine innovation with heritage. Kendrick's strategy provides a model for how musicians should respect the genre's history while pursuing new avenues. It will be interesting to observe how Kendrick's influence affects the upcoming generation of performers as the business develops. Will the allure of financial success continue to rule the scene, or will more artists rise to the challenge of producing significant, thought-provoking work? In any case, Kendrick Lamar's presence guarantees that the bar stays high and establishes a benchmark for others to follow.